Generic YouTube introduction. WebStream in 5 minutes. WebStream is the framework that connects the physical world. It could be machines, it could be data, it could be temperature, and it connects all of that to the blockchain world, the on-chain stuff, etc., etc. So here we are on the WebStream page. If you're interested, I suggest you come and read through this yourself, read it quite intensively, but this diagram here explains it pretty well. You have all your IoT devices, watches, cars, anything. Could be robot arms, entire factories. They collect all the data, and it's not just limited to these 5. It could be any set of data. All comes together, gets run through WebStream. WebStream then does fancy stuff that we'll look at in a minute, processes it all, and then it becomes available on chain. And this is not just on chain for IoTeX. You can see here it's on chain for BSC, ETH, Polygon, whatever you want. Here they go into the architecture of the node a little bit. I think the only important thing for most of us to understand here is by setting it up this way, it allows it to be compatible on all of the devices, and it allows it to run with anything that's an EVM. So same way Java works with this Java virtual machine, you write any bit of software, and as long as there's an iOS Java virtual machine or a Windows Java virtual machine, you can run that Java software on there. Same kind of setup with this. It's the standard sort of way to operate. So we will come now and we will have a quick look at the roadmap now. We will look at the roadmap at the end of the video as well. But a few things I'd like to note here. You notice they release it now. This is to allow projects to develop with WebStream available. And when the flourish happens, projects will be hopefully already developed, and it'll allow that massive boom. It's only a framework for now. It's not going to make everybody's project suddenly better. It's a framework. People have to build on it. You have to give people time. I think this is only a year and a half. This is a very short amount of time, and in a year and a half, hopefully we will be in a bull run. Judging by the halving, maybe not. We might have a bad few years, but I think this is a good time frame. So WebStream is a decentralized IoT sort of setup, which means it needs to run on nodes. It needs to be decentralized. People can come and set up their nodes. There's a whole page here on running a node, what you need to run a node. I've spoke about some of this before. I imagine you can run these on fast blocks if you wanted to. You can do community owned nodes. The possibilities are endless. The way you profit from these nodes, they run completely separately to the IoTeX nodes. There's no delegators, there's no consensus. It's a separate system, and you'll get paid based off the data that you process through WebStream. So there's probably not that many dApps processing through WebStream now. So I imagine if you set one up today, you wouldn't be profiteering. But as more projects are throwing all their data through this system, this is the only decentralized WebStream to process IoT data onto the blockchain. You've got like Chainlink and stuff, but that's very sort of one thing only. Like people can't set up their own workflows for Chainlink. It's very linear. So next here, I've come into the white paper, and I just want to talk quickly about the different trust models that WebStream's implementing. There's 3 different ones, and it basically affects who can see the data, who can access the data, and it allows dApps to be really in control of what they want. So the first one, cloud computing, the nodes will run proof on the data, and so all your IoT devices will collect loads of data. The WebStream will run proof on that, and then only the proof gets uploaded to the chain. You have to trust your node, you have to trust the data. It's not as decentralized, it's not as trustworthy, but it's very open, and it's probably the easiest one to implement. The next one then is the Postal Service Trust model. In this model, it gets encrypted, so the nodes can't see the data. So it'll go from the IoT, gets encrypted through the WebStream, so the person running the node won't see anything, and then the dApp will unencrypt it then at the end. So less people seeing your data. And the final one is full encrypted, so the only person who can see the data is the IoT device. Now this is cool. I like the fancy stuff, zero knowledge proofs, it's all good, but I can't see if the IoT device is the only one that can see the data, how can that data be used on-chain. Maybe I'm missing something here. Someone could explain that. That would be helpful. So thank you very much. But yeah, the 3 different trust models. Next, I would just like to also briefly go over the fact that there's 2 communication patterns that WebStream can implement. One is proxy and the other is direct. Direct is probably the one we want to be using most of the time. It's Web3, it's on-chain, it's decentralized, but we're going to probably have to use proxy mode quite a lot. I can't read this, but it basically allows Web2 integration, I think is what's going on here. So yeah, 2 ways to bring that through. One seems to be a lot more secure than the other, but this one clearly uses a lot more energy as well. The paper then goes into detail about a lot of the different mechanics and how WebStream works. If you're a developer, I suggest you come and read this in depth, but for everyone else doing a quick read, the paper then goes on to give a couple of examples. This is a good one here I think we should look at. Pause and read all the way through, but basically a company releases an Android app, releases a DApp on the blockchain. These 2 work together. When one car's in a hurry, they put their app in hurry mode, and if people are blocking the lane in front of them, it'll come up on the car in front and say move out of the way, and when they do, they can get financially rewarded. Basically how that works here. You could kind of do this now, but the big thing is you'd have to rely on trust. With MachineFi, with WebStream, with blockchain, you could perform this in a trustless environment where IoT devices confirm the location, confirm the speed, confirm the overtake, and then use those live to then push the transaction through and confirm the transaction. So yeah, cool example, bit of a cross thing of how everything goes along. There's a few more examples, come and have a look yourself. I'm going to pull this video to an end here. If you have any interesting use cases for WebStream that you've thought of, please let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing them, and thank everybody for watching. I will see you next time.